Okay, welcome back to this reading. I actually wanted to start this reading off in a different way. I wanted to start off focusing on the cards like I usually do. But I do need to address something. It seems like from what I was told, somebody is dealing with some pretty heavy spell work. And that spell work is due to confirmation. I just had my whole setup come down on the top. Just 1 second. That was confirmation. So due to envy, it seems like there's some evil eye going on, and it's really formed enough that it's sent, like somebody sent spell work because of their envy. Whether they meant to intentionally or not. But, I don't know, this really does feel like it's intentional, though. Let me just 1 second. Let me ask and see if it's intentional. Is this intentional? Spell work. Okay, let's see what this says here. Just 1 second, guys. I'm gonna look this up. Pretty sure that's what I think it is. Where is my... found you. Okay, let's see. Let's see if this is intentional. Yes, I just asked my pendulum. And seems like somebody is trying to mess with your inner compass. Your self-worth. And they tried to use a specific situation from the past to do this. You can see that it's like faking confidence, insecurity, pretense, self-doubt. Crying in the shower, isolation, breakdown, vulnerability. Overstimulated in public, noise, panic, sensory bombardment. So this person, to me, this person studied you through this past situation to try to find a way to bring up your issues that you've really worked hard on to move on from. And they brought up all that same stuff again. Now, this could have been years ago. This could have been a year ago. This could have been, a few weeks ago, a few months ago. But it seems like it's come back up. And there's a specific reason for that. It seems like your protectors, God, spirits, however you want to put it, your guardian angels want you to be made aware of this so that you can work on it and pretty much clear house. We'll get into that further later. Let me first start off by saying there is a song by Rachel Platten, and it's called Set Me Free. This song, before I even started this reading, came up in my head and it started to play in my mind. I started to sing certain parts out loud, so let me get the lyrics up. Sorry guys, just a sec. It says, in October, I got close to giving up. Well, I fell on my hands and knees and screamed, that's enough, 'cause I brought life into this world, I sacrificed. I laid my roots deep down, and it's my time to rise. So I will face my demons, every single one, and even when the wolves come out, I won't run, 'cause I am done with people pleasing, playing small. Love me as I am, or don't love me at all. Oh, I don't really care what you say, what you think about me. Almost lost my mind trying to make everybody happy. I know who I am. I don't care who you want me to be. This is the night I set me free. And then it goes on to say, actually, this whole song I feel is really important to this reading, so I'm going to keep going. There were days I didn't even know myself, so ashamed that I should be like someone else, and my whole life they told me I need thicker skin. But thicker skin only kept all my fire and all my passion in. And then it goes, I'm skipping over some stuff. Nope, not there. No, I think that's it. It just repeats the chorus. I would like really urge you to go listen to that song because it can be really empowering for the situation that is being brought up here. So let's start with that situation, because I can feel like we all have felt the energy shift lately and have felt how intense it is. We are all told why that is. The portals and all that stuff, and Pisces, and but I want to get more into the specifics for whoever this is for. So we have memories. We have things that we look back on and they bring to us unhealed versions of ourselves, unhealed versions of others, and it can bring up a lot of emotions. Even things you thought you've worked on could use more work. Now, because we're all human and we all have those moments and those times, and we're all works in progress. Nobody is exempt from that. It seems like somebody has really used this specific situation as a way to move their spell work in, so that they can not just mess with your minds, but mess with your heart. And I think what Spirit is trying to say is you can't let them mess with you like that. So that there's no way that moving forward into the things that you want to do with your life, that you have these repeat cycles. Spirit is saying deal with this spell work, but through dealing with this spell work, you're going to have to deal with those inner emotions and those times and figure out what Spirit wants you to learn from it. So let's start if I can find where all my stuff went. Okay. I drew this card. And sorry for my dirty nails. I've been out in the dirt digging around. So I don't think I'll ever be someone who really, I mean, I would like to, but where I live, there's just no opportunity to be wearing fake nails and stuff like that. It's very dirty out here, and I have a lot of animals outside, so I just tend to be outside. I prefer the earth, the dirt. My family does. But sorry, moving on. Let's see. It seems like there was, when I was reading these cards was before I clued into the spell work. So it seems there was some type of shift. It was unexpected, and life isn't matching up with the agenda you had. You feel the shift was forced upon you. It's unpleasant, and now you have to adapt while trying to catch your breath from it all. Then I drew wide open in reverse. It says, I think what it was saying was opening your heart and loosening your grip is what you need right now. You have been holding too tight to the expectations of others. I think something happened and people came in and gave their 2 cents. And because of this spell work, there's this attachment of rejection. There's this attachment of you really feeling the rejection hard. and you're guessing your self-worth, and you're second guessing everything, pretty much. Like, it really hits you hard because of this spell work. Let's see. Then we got cleaning house. These things, like, what I think this card meant was, these things are happening so you can declutter your life, whether spiritually or physically, mentally, emotionally. There are memories that have emotions attached that need to be processed before you can move towards your destiny. Make space so the universe can bring you something better. So, like I said earlier, you need to focus on clearing out this spell work. And how do we do that? Well, usually the best way to do that is focus on what the spell work is focusing on. So they're focusing on your self-worth through this situation, or the memory of this situation. And your best bet is to process those hard emotions. It's to work through the bad and then push it out and replace it with good. I've talked about this in previous videos. This book that I have by, it's my kids have gotten up to it a little bit, and it's old, but this is the book right here, Feelings Buried Alive Never Die, by Carol K. Truman. And she teaches you how to process your emotions and replace them with healthy emotions. It's a really great book. I would look into it, but still, you can still use Reiki. And I've talked about Andrea's Reiki, Mainstream Reiki YouTube channel. It's free. And you can go to the specific area of, she has clear your space, raise your vibration, stuff like that, protection and stuff like that through her Reiki videos. You can try that. But I would also say just go within. Go within. You can chakra balance, and that'll take you to the specific areas where the spell work is coming through for this memory. But you can also just think about, sorry, just one second. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I had to check on my kid. He was being a goob. He was just being a goob because, yeah. You know how little boys are. So, moving on to what I was saying, you can go deep within, and then you can, I would say, just look at the situation for what it is. And we're going to get into that. Just one second. Because it seems like there's a lot of outside opinions that came in about this situation. And because those outside opinions lack any type of empathy, any type of healthy thought process, they came out really harsh. And like I said, it was even harsher because of that spell work. So it really hit your true north. So you need to like pull back and look at it from a true perspective and learn from it from a true perspective. But we're gonna get to that. First, I drew this card, which is education. Life is about participation. You can't allow the hard moments to hold you back. You can't allow the fear to take over. Ask yourself, what am I meant to learn? Like I said, it's usually something that requires self-affirmation, like making mistakes is okay, or I have much to learn and that's okay. And then I drew this card, and it's just more affirmation of what I was saying. which is Spirit of Place in reverse. And what I got from this card is, don't let the details and desires that others push on you distort the truth of your own situation. Trust your intuition. Don't let others change you to suit their agenda. It's not your responsibility to take on others' broken. And then I asked for confirmation on that card, because there is a part of it that does say like, are you coming from a place of your own inner bias and you're being stubborn and you're not willing to learn? So I said, well, which one is it? And what I got in response was resentment, self-betrayal. So I think what Spirit is trying to say is, don't betray yourself because of these outward influences. Like, you don't owe anybody any type of self-betrayal to make them feel better about how they saw that situation or how they see that situation. Let me just see what else Spirit has to say on this, because I feel like it's very... Nope, not that one. Just one moment. Okay, we've got more of the Dead Inside deck. Here's where Spirit's pulling out. And like I said, here I got made the list, ignored the list. Guilt, avoidance, shutdown. Don't do that. Don't let the guilt of others' propaganda make you feel a certain way so that you avoid and shut down. You have to face the hard stuff. I think it sucks. Like, I've been there. People are horrible. People are mean. And it's even worse that somebody feels like you deserve to feel this way, because somebody obviously sent the spell work so that you would feel even worse. I'm seeing, to be honest, that somebody went to a practitioner. That's what I'm seeing that. Just one second. I'm seeing that when this incident happened, they went to a practitioner. They acted a certain way in your face so that they would look calm and collected. We all know narcissists, right? And then they went back and went to a practitioner because they were like, how dare you one-up me? And so I'm seeing that you already had to deal with the spell work the first time, but it seems like for some reason they decided, I don't think you've even talked to this person since then, but they decided to send that spell work again. I just got 3 yeses. Okay. Like I said, the best thing, we call them carpet munchers, where the little shadows get through. I had the thing that reminded me of this when I was doing this reading, and when I got to a specific card, it was the cleaning house card. I pulled out that card and I got grabbed around my ankle, and then I got grabbed on my wrist. And what that reminded me of was, like, I'd say it was 3 years back. I felt so depressed. I was a new mom. We had just moved out here, and I felt like the level of heavy in my soul. But I was doing my best to push through, you know. We all do. And I was taking pictures in my bedroom with my kids. and I accidentally kind of dropped the camera a little in my hand when when the flash went off. I hit the mirror. We have these long mirrors that are, you know, taller than me in our bedroom. And I went to delete the photos, and I look, and in the mirror on my ankle is what looks like a little bear. It's like a little shadow bear. And I was like, what the heck is that? So I went to my husband and I asked him, and he was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what that is, but that's creepy. So we know some people who practice and they're shamans, and we went to one, and they came in, and I can remember how the conversation went, and that it was definitely sent through like evil eye. But I think the biggest memory for me was when it was released. The shaman did some cleansing of the house and cleansing of me, and they did a prayer and shoot it out. And the instant that it left, I could feel it. The instant relief that my body and my soul like felt was insane. It was immediately lighter. My body, my chest was lighter. I started sobbing from the relief of it. Oh my gosh, you guys, that was total confirmation. Something just like came crashing down. Oh my gosh, that scared me so bad I had to stop the video. But that was total confirmation. Wow. So I am guessing that you need to figure out how to cleanse this thing off of you. Whatever is sent your way, you need to go through certain steps to cleanse it. And then so that it doesn't come back in, you need to work on the emotional side of that incident where they're using what happened to influence how you look at yourself, how you see yourself, your self-worth. Like, I would really start using like affirmations, positive affirmations. Aren't they all positive? Yeah. Okay, sorry. I'm still a little surprised and spooked from that. I would just start from there and turning around your thought process. And when people involve spell work, it's not that easy, right? Because it keeps coming back in. And so that it doesn't repeat itself, you need to work on the spell work side as well, because it's just going to keep coming back in. No matter how much you've cleared that, you have to, they're attached. The incident and the spell work are attached to each other. So you have to clear both for this situation to clear up. Like I said, that crash. Just something fell, and it wasn't that big of a deal, but it made such a huge crash. Oh, yeah, I just think that Spirit is saying, like, this is how we move on in life, and this is how we step into our power, right? We have to heal ourselves from the past. Okay, this is what I drew. Laughing through the pain. Humor is a shield disguise. Let's see what else we get. Tell me more about that one, laughing through the pain. It's drawing me towards a different deck. Interesting. No, I'm just looking, guys. I'm just looking. Okay. It looks like, let's see. I'm looking at my Solace Oracle deck right now, and sometimes it just has really great ways for you to heal from this kind of stuff. So it drew me to a card, and I'm just looking at it. And let's see. Something is going on deep within you. You need to shut down those little voices and calm yourself. Things have gotten way out of hand, and you're only contributing to more unwanted grief and pain. Stop being so defensive and become more aware of all the different possibilities which could exist. Somehow the truth has gotten misconstrued, and you need to clear the air. Let this card be a sign that you are running in the wrong direction. I wonder why it's saying that. I think the wrong direction is you're causing more pain and grief on yourself. Because I did ask for confirmation of if it's you, or if you're like, if your outlook on this is just misconstrued because of others. And I got that confirmation earlier. So I don't think you're like, you're being stubborn and mean towards others. And sometimes we can be, and you have to check yourself in those situations, right? But I think it's like you're causing your own unhappiness at this point. You're being mean to yourself at this point. And you need, because you're allowing the outside influences to come in. So you control your happiness. Don't let your life get out of whack. Sometimes we misjudge, and it happens. You just need to think about things a little more and look at them from a different viewpoint. If you're feeling lost, be open to suggestions or advice from people around you. Sometimes we misread because we're too caught up in our own emotions, causing us to act irrationally. It's challenging when we have to listen to criticism because we feel we are being judged by another person. But it might be exactly what you need at this particular time in your life. When you are relaxed, ponder all aspects of what they might be suggesting. Stop the damage before it becomes irreversible. You can get back on track. Just be mindful of the situation. Take a deep breath, slow down, and think wisely. You will find your way to the truth. Like I said, I do think that you're allowing those outside influences to come in a very harsh way. I do think there's something that you feel with like the rejection of it that's really messing you up. Let me ask for further clarification, because like I said, this is like, I don't know. For me, this reading is really interesting. I did not plan for it. I usually have a more structured outlook on my readings. And this one's just kind of all over. Sorry. It was really unexpected the way it came through. Okay, here's more confirmation. I did draw this card. This card is called School of Art. I know that I did a reading with this card earlier, like maybe last week. It's your world, own it. What are your wants and desires? Make a list and let any resistance fall to the wayside. Beautiful things will happen when you just let go and be yourself. Do not worry if you might be misunderstood by others, because this human experience is about you and what you want for your life. It doesn't really matter what others think of you. We are not created to be exactly alike, so do not get caught up thinking you have to be perfect or fit a mold. We all have flaws, and they are what make us wonderfully unique. You are a piece of art, so what shades do you want to paint yourself? I think that's further confirmation that like you're letting other people get to you. And even though their criticism was harsh and mean, like I said, it comes from a broken place. It really does a lot of the time. And maybe there's some truth to what they were saying, but for the most part, you know who you are. You can't let other people define that. This goes on to further say, if you know what you want, you can begin making choices for yourself. Don't let the judgment of others stifle you. Many unhappy people are out there because they are afraid to be themselves. And their lower vibrations can sometimes interfere with your own happiness. You must not allow them to dull your shine. Many people are confused because they don't know how to step out of the boundaries preordained. For example, those dealing with, I don't know, I don't want to bring that one up. I'm just reading from this thing, but I don't want to bring that one up because I don't think it has anything to do with this situation. But it can be very frustrating and scary to go against what society has told them is right or wrong, especially during the earlier years. They may have been forced to suppress their wants and desires. We all deserve to be our true selves. This card encourages you to walk proud and stand tall in who you are. When you color outside the lines, something magical happens. New opportunities arise and growth abounds. Break away from what threatens to take your identity and let out the part of you that makes you unique. Believe in the power of you. So I think that's clear affirmation. Like, don't get in your own way. Don't let your thoughts get in your own way of those outside influences. We have to look within, and we have to decide what the true north is for us. Now, should we check ourselves? Definitely. But if you've checked yourself and you can't, the criticism in itself is, unfounded, then just move on. Just move on from there. Easier said than done. I get that. But I would definitely look into the spell work. I definitely. What can you tell me about the spell work though? Is there anything you can tell me about the spell work? Let's see. I know this reading's long. Let's see. Let me just read this. We are all humans. Here's what I drew. We are all humans. So if you strip away all things pertaining to our status, riches, or fame, what do you actually see? It's a reality check, because if we're all naked in a room together with nowhere to hide, all of us would feel vulnerable at that point. Everything is revealed, and we all know perfection doesn't exist. So why do some think they are so much better than others? Don't they realize we're all facing our own individual challenges while trying to remain in harmony with others? Why is there so much unnecessary hatred in our world? Is it pure ignorance that feeds anger to judgment between mankind? Or is it something that has been taught throughout generations? Whatever the circumstances, it should not exist. It's hard to believe that someone could dislike or even hate another based solely on their skin color, religion, or political beliefs. We are all aware of injustices throughout history, so by now we should be wiser and have learned things along the way. It's time for change. The world could use more kindness and understanding of others. Even if we disagree with their lifestyle choices, ultimately what's right for us may not be suitable for them, and vice versa. One shouldn't stereotype others prematurely. Let time and their actions be what builds our perspective of them. Unfortunately, where we are born, family dynamics, or possibly a disability could create setbacks in how we are perceived by others. Certain people may never be fortunate enough to see or do things that may be normal or common in our society. They live totally different lives, and because of this, they usually face extreme challenges along the way. With that being said, we're not better than them. They're not better than us. Regardless of which side you may fall on, we've just been given a different path. Families, geographic locations, and cultures are some of the things that influence our story. So we shouldn't be too quick to compare ourselves with others. Remember, we are all on our unique journey, which ultimately shapes each of our lives. I actually think that's an interesting card to come up, because I was just thinking about tone policing. I was thinking about what that means for people going through certain things, and how in reaction a lot of others like to tone police. So let me look this up. Let me get a true definition. Okay, so tone policing is the action or practice of criticizing the angry or emotional manner in which a person has expressed a point of view, rather than addressing the substance of the point itself. It's a derailing tactic. What are examples? Dismissing someone's valid concerns by focusing on their angry, loud, or emotional delivery instead of the message. Common phrases being calm down, you're too emotional, or it's the way you're saying it, which silences marginalized voices, especially women and people of color discussing oppression. It shifts focus from the problem to the person's perceived tone, effectively derailing important conversations. So that card reminded me of this because I've been seeing a lot of it lately. Like workplace examples, telling a black woman her frustration about the lack of diversity is aggressive and suggesting she tone it down to get buy-in. A manager dismissing a complaint about a microaggression by saying, I hear your point, but you're being a little dramatic. Responding to a question about unequal pay with, you're coming across as hostile. We should revisit this when you're calmer. Let's see. I'd say personal examples are like, you're always so angry when someone's talking about their experience. Or you're making a big deal out of nothing. You're too sensitive. Lower your voice. Talk like this, pretty much. Or telling somebody like, well, you should not be like I said, there was an incident I remember where somebody said, well, I think they used snarky and dismissive for what I saw in an online post. They used tone policing and said, well, you sounded like you were being snarky and dismissive. Instead of actually figuring out what was happening, they were more into the tone. Or saying something like, if you weren't so angry, people would listen. Tone matters. It says here that in the Oxford Dictionary, I think I already read that. Policeism is another word for it. Red tapeism, trench mentality, police state, conservative correctness, confrontationalism, gatekeeping, political correctness. I mean, that's just some of the other terms that people will use. Like, I think, if you yourself think you might be tone policing somebody, you would ask yourself, am I responding to the actual subject, or am I trying to put someone in their place? And if you're being the one tone police, you can say, is this person responding to the actual subject, or are they trying to put me in my place? Or actually, it was a couple days ago, I watched this reading come out, and I had to unfollow this reader because it disturbed me so much. And maybe this is why it's coming up. This reader came out with, you're really good at seeing the truth between someone's words. And this reader was, just some of the stuff they put out there was a little bit disturbing in itself, and I won't get into that. But they were pretty much talking about tone policing to me. That's what it seemed like to me. And then it was this, like, the smugness of, they pointed out that this person was being strong, or this person was coming off as strong, but they knew that this person was a fake. And so you could tell this reader was, like, really happy, like, the way they put it and everything. Like, it was like they were putting someone in their place, what they thought their place was, that is, and that they were pretty happy about it, pretty smug about it. You could tell it was them talking about a personal thing that they went through. And it was really disturbing, and I thought, oh my goodness. So then I started thinking, oh, that sounds like tone policing. And maybe it came through because there's something that somebody in the collective has going on. Just know that, like, it's a microaggression. Tone policing is. And it's used in so many ways to keep so many people down. And I think it goes back to the reading I did a few days ago, which was about females who are male-centered. And specifically females of certain cultures will say you need to have your tone a certain way. You need to be more polite, more subservient. And if people don't fit that tone or that culture, they will, like I said, try to put them in their place, which is very male-centered mindset, right? So I think maybe that's why this is coming up, is there seems to be something going on in the collective where there's an outlook being pushed on the collective, or there's a, like, something like this, like tone policing that's being pushed on the collective. And it's not healthy. Criticism is fine. Somebody doing healthy criticism is fine. Mind you, that criticism can be healthy, and it can be done in a loving and empathetic manner, and that's fine. But if your whole aim when you're criticizing well, I wouldn't even call it criticizing, but if your whole aim in trying to give somebody this information is to take them down a peg or put them in their place, it's not coming from a place of empathy. It's not coming from a place of love. And so you don't even need to listen to people who do that. Their opinions are nothing when they act that way. And God sees you. He sees what you're going through. And I think He just wanted you to have this message so that you can work on that part. Work on yourself. Go within and do the work for you. You deserve that. You don't deserve the outside voices telling you what you can and can't do, how you should and shouldn't act. I mean, we all make mistakes. We're all human. And nobody should be judging another in that way. I'm not trying to say that we all have learning to do. Even tarot readers have learning to do. They have inner bias. They're not God. No tarot reader is perfect on here. No spiritualist is perfect. And they all have inner battles that they're working on. And I just want to say that just because it doesn't resonate for me, doesn't mean it doesn't for others. But I also don't think we should try to, we should use our discernment when looking at tarot readers too, because we should not be looking at them like they're all-knowing and all-powerful. Because even they get it wrong, even they mess up a reading, even they don't understand the full picture until it comes in a certain way. So just do what works best for you. Follow your intuition and follow where your guides are trying to take you. Have some humanity for yourself, because I can feel that you give so much love to other people, and you deserve to have that love given back. Like I said, go look up that Rachel Platten song, and it's a really good song. If you're feeling down, it's a really good song to listen to, and it really boosts your spirits and helps you find your inner guidance. I hope whoever this message was meant for, that it gets to them. We all deserve love. We all deserve reassurance. We all deserve kindness. And we do not deserve bullying tactics. We do not deserve microaggressions. We do not deserve to go through a traumatic experience and have somebody further vilify us through that traumatic experience. We do not deserve to have spell work sent to us. Yeah. So just know that God sees you. He's sending you this for protection. He's sending you this for help. I hope I was accurately able to help. I hope I did not create more harm That card was a little, I'm not trying to harm. And so I hope that, like I said, this is a really heavy, really serious message for someone. I hope this reaches you. I'm praying that God lets you see this. Okay. I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.